Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Princess City channel. Today is the 26th of April 2025, and I want to bring you a very important exhilarating message that was dropped by one concerned comrade. He was out to ask a question that possibly you might also have been asking in your heart. But this time the question was directed at Osim. And I'm going to do some justices to that to try as much as possible to expatiate on what was said, and then we'll pick a feel from there. Now the question goes like this, still within the ambit of our disbursement circle. Now the question goes this way: my boss, sorry to invade your privacy. Please don't be annoyed. Can you clear the air concerning what these people are saying about UAAG disbursement is coming up in June, but that of CBN slot is now? I even saw the one that Kendra wrote to saying the same thing. Please reply me, sir. God bless you. All right, in one word, the questioner is asking that some people are carrying the rumor that disbursement is going to be in June, and that he also saw what Kendra wrote concerning that is going to kick off in June. Well, I never saw where Kendra talked about it. Personally, I never saw where Kendra talked about it that it's going to be in June. He still spoke today, which I dropped it on this platform as a mouthpiece for Joyce. I think, was it Joyce Lovely? No, sorry, for Madam Ngozi Israel. He was still authorized, according to him, by Madam Ngozi Israel to drop a particular voice note, and the voice note still speaks of May. You understand? So I don't know where this person actually saw where Kendra talked about June disbursement happening. But then this question was actually directed at Osim, and let us get to hear what Osim said in that perspective. Listen close. My brother, all this information is just a mind game to manipulate the masses. I'm skeptical about this question, and it is a tactic to manipulate people into falling prey to extortion. That's my valid concern, especially when it comes to financial matters. It's essential to verify information through credible sources before taking any action. I think I have answered such questions before. The truth is, some individuals are taking advantage of the situation for personal gain. While we have a legitimate registration, there is a distinction between genuine efforts and potentially exploitative behavior in our midst. Too bad. I'm emphasizing that all stakeholders will start disbursement simultaneously with a nod to divine intervention, in bracket by God's grace. I'm also advising others to disregard misinformation from those without direct access to information. And I'm looking forward to Apostle Ken addressing the masses soon. Then he talked about someone trying to threaten him in case disbursement fails. And then he replied to that person that, well, I've seen a lot of threatening messages, and all these messages are under my feet. Please tell that man that Osim doesn't have such time for baby like him in the grand community. A man with no idea what is going on, coming out to talk rubbish, please ignore that man. Things are going on well. We all look forward to this coming new week by God's grace, with an appellation of a signature there tagged Osim. Okay, all right. The way I'm saying things, actually, let me just add my own voice to this based on what I think Osim is trying to explain for that guy. It is important for us to recognize that much of the information that is being circulated at the moment is little more than a careful, orchestrated psychological game, which is deliberately designed to manipulate the emotions of the masses. And as someone who has been deeply engaged and observant of these developments, I personally approach the issues also with a healthy degree of skepticism. And rightly so. The question that is being raised now and others like it are not really born out of a general search for truth. Yes, but they are part of a well-worn tactics that is aimed at destabilizing public confidence and also trying to manipulate the vulnerable individuals into making some rash decisions that is often leading them into the hands of extortionists. We're at a time where people's quest for money is ravishingly high, and people just try to take advantage of people to extort them into doing what is gory. Just trying to manipulate their minds towards doing funny things. This is not a baseless concern, especially when financial matters are very much involved. History has taught us that in times of uncertainty, in times of misinformation, in times of all of these things that flies about, especially when there is original, there are fakes. Then misinformation also becomes a powerful tool in the hands of those who seek personal gain at the expense of the collective responsibility of a personal individual. So therefore, it is not only wise, but it's absolutely essential that we exercise discernment and also try as much as possible to verify every piece of information that we receive through credible, authoritative sources before reacting or taking any form of action. Very importantly. And I also, all of these tactics are not new. They are not new. But sadly enough, there remains a persistent cycle where opportunists try to seize every moment of transition or uncertainty to sow confusion and also enrich themselves by exploiting the trust of the unsuspecting. They do that thinking nobody watches them, but there is an all-seeing eyes that watches the affairs of men. The Bible said God sits in the heavens and ponder the affairs of men, and God sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants are like grasshoppers. God is awesome. God is all-sparing. God has a sight that no man has ever seen, and he could see what people are doing to take advantage of others at a time like this. It is bad. It is bad. I must underscore this, that there is a profound and critical distinction between genuine effort that is driven by a desire for communal good and those that are fueled by selfish ambition and opportunism, taking advantage of people at a time they needed assistance or help the most. And in our present situation or current situation, it is clear that while legitimate stakeholders are also working diligently to ensure a successful and coordinated outcome, there are some others that are lurking in secret places who are busy engineering distractions to serve their personal agendas. That is too bad. That is too bad. That is too bad. There is a clarity that all disbursement is commencing simultaneously, and they are coordinated under an organized and transparent structures. So no isolation or no isolated individual or group processes the authority, or they don't have the A to Z or the vetoes of authority or capacity to arbitrarily alter this process, because it's a divine course. And we personally remain committed to ensure that every eligible participant who have enlisted themselves in this particular issue, in this grant disbursement process, that they benefit as intended to by the special grace of God. So at this point, I offer this strong word of advice. You as a person listening to me right now, disregard every piece of information that does not emanate directly from credible leadership that you know. Did you get that point? But that you feel that they are officially recognized channels. Those who do not have direct access to verified information are merely speculating, and in doing so, they risk misleading others and compounding the prevailing confusion that is pervading the ecosystem at a time like this. Please extend this message to everyone that seems to be harboring misinformation or misguided intention. We are at a critical time where your heart needs to be protected. Your heart needs to be protected like a baby's heart. Very important. So it's a laughable and a pitiable situation that someone with no clear intention or with a biased motive brings you an information at a time like this to swindle you or to misguide you. It is very bad. And such people, I could say, they are driven by fear. They are driven by ignorance. They could also be driven by bitterness, animosity, jealousy, strife. But there is God. We must ensure that we do not dignify their noise with our attention. So when we find people that are out there trying as much as possible to dissuade the heart of others, they want to make noise, want everybody to hear what they say. Do not dignify their noise. Kill the attention. Kill it. Kill it. Rather, focus. Focus. Remain focused. Remain unwavering. Remain undeterred. The process is ongoing, and significant progress is being made, albeit very quietly and deliberately. So true change often occurs beneath the surface before it manifests openly. We must therefore exercise patience that we have been on to long time ago. Yes, exercise wisdom. Continue faith. Exercise continued faith. As we move into the coming days, it's going to become so real unto us. Yes, so I urge everyone listening to me right now, within the community, within this platform, within our channel, to resist the temptation to be swayed by rumors, by threats, by emotionally charged rhetorics coming from some people who have no intention of being part of this celebration. They are just there. They are there to dissuade your mind. Guard your mind. Protect your hope. Protect your heart. Misinformation thrives where there is fear and ignorance, but it dies in the presence of knowledge and faith. So as we look forward to this coming week ahead of us, I personally remain confident that by God's grace, we will see the fruits of our patience and our resiliences. Let us continue to hold first, knowing that the night is always darkest just before the dawn. Stay focused. Sister John, Sister Linda, Brother Joseph, Brother Emmanuel, Sister Faith, Sister Obiora, Sister Nkiru, and all of you right on this channel. Stay focused. Stay discerning. Stay unshakable. Victory belongs to those who endure to the end. I rest my case. You know we love you, but Jesus loves you most. And you will not cry anymore. You will laugh. Your laughter shall be felt within your borders. Yes, those who have discarded you or sidestepped you or count of you as you could be nothing, you couldn't amount to anything in life, you're beginning to change status. Your emergence is beginning to change status. You're beginning to tell them that what God has wired of you to be is that you're changing your state. A wise man said some years ago, and I end with this. Aspire to acquire the desire you admire. And if by any reason you perspire, do not retire, but refire to acquire your desire. I'm going to kick off with that in the next submission. Have a nice day. Bye for now.